Okay, so welcome to Didi Rugby's live stream on YouTube this morning, and I'm joined by Vicky Macqueen, the founder and chief executive of Didi Rugby. Morning, Vicky.
Morning, Martin. Nice to see you on this bright Monday morning.
Straight from a live Facebook broadcast. How was that? Energetic?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, really good to got me going anyway, and hopefully a load of the kids around the country. Yeah, we did a 9 a.m. slot ball handling this morning. So yeah, nice and lively. Lots of children watching and getting active. And yeah, you always have a bit of a buzz when you've done something like that. I feel like you made a little bit of a difference somewhere. Got the kids away from their parents' feet for 5 seconds, and yeah, they were interactive, getting onto the Facebook live stream, answering questions, and loads of ball handling, lots of running around, and yeah, it got me out of breath. So hopefully it got them out of breath.
Now, I enjoyed those interactions online over the last 2 months during lockdown. There's just a slight chance that things could be coming to an end soon, and it's exciting for everybody all over the country, and yourself. Hopefully you'll be returning soon. And how do you go about making those classes COVID secure when people are able to go back to either inside or outdoor classes?
I mean, what's really key for us is that we've been through the process. We literally, as soon as, anything happened, we were one step ahead of the game. So I was really pleased with the way Didi HQ we worked it, the way the franchisees took on board what we were saying to them. So yeah, we were certainly, streets ahead in terms of getting the guidelines right. We followed the guidelines through the process each time it changed, which was a lot. So we went from online classes immediately, for as long, literally within 48 hours, we were on Zoom and doing the online classes. So there was never a point where the children were losing that interaction with their local coach, which is wonderful. But then as soon as the restrictions started lifted for the first time from the first lockdown, we followed everything to the letter. So hand sanitizers outside, very limited numbers. So we had at one point, I think it was 5 children on 1/4 of a rugby pitch. We followed that through. Then it was half a rugby pitch with 20 children all outside. Then I think it changed, if my memory serving me right, we went inside with masks on. Parents in masks, children not, one-way systems, so absolutely everything was covered, was belts and braces, we like to call it, making sure that everything's absolutely 100% secure, as secure as you can be for COVID. And yeah, we were really comfortable with the way it was. Children and parents felt really safe, and they were still able to enjoy their sessions, which was wonderful for us. So by June we were back on it, and we had a great influx of people coming in as well. We were just thrilled that people were able to get back to physical activity of some description, and that's not just the kids, the parents were getting involved as well. So it was just so important. We were seeing new mums coming along with a baby and a toddler, and thinking, poor things, they've been in this lockdown, they've had a baby in lockdown, they've not been able to do anything. And those sort of like little success stories were really important to us, and that was nationwide.
And it's the third lockdown now nationwide. What things have you been doing online for people during that time when they have been cooped up inside with no schooling?
Yeah.
For example, what have you been doing?
Yeah, just getting, like we've said all the way along, we've been creative, we've been innovative, and and I'm so proud of the team. It's not just, it certainly isn't just about me creating that. Yes, I'm leading the way, but absolutely our franchisees, so our local coaches all around the country have been helping, coming up with creative ideas, making the sessions interactive, making it as interactive as you possibly can behind the screen, like we are now. Getting really close to the screen, talking to the children, setting them little challenges, being very, very animated, and just making it as fun and engaging as possible. Making it simple, so they didn't need any equipment. They could do it with a rolled up ball of socks. If that's all they got in the house, that's all they needed. We were jumping over cushions, or we still are jumping over cushions, jumping backwards and forwards, using chairs as obstacles. Kids being creative as well, that was quite important. We were facilitating the children to be able to do things that were creative for them. So at the end of every Zoom session around the country of Didi Rugby, they create their own obstacle course. Now that changes each week, but they use cushions and hurdles and chairs, and I'm just looking around for my broomsticks and things that they can do creatively that make them physically active and use their motor skills. So yeah, I was just really, really pleased with the whole team and how they'd engaged with everybody, and it really worked. Membership members stayed with us as and when they could. There was obviously some children that couldn't access it for various reasons, but a lot of us, around 80%, was stayed with us, which is brilliant.
Wow, it must have been really rewarding for you guys as well as the coaches around the country to see the people the young kids that are missing. And did you have interaction with parents?
Yeah, absolutely. Parents were getting involved. I mean, so we have a Didi mini, junior and senior, and the minis are 18 months to 3 and the juniors are 3 to 4, and they probably need a little bit of parent support with them. The 4 to 6s were kind of getting on with it on their own once they've worked out their technology. But yeah, parents getting involved and just having half an hour, so 40 minutes away from their own work, away from another screen to this screen. But it was all about play and developing their child. And I think it's really important that everyone had that individual time to spend. We called it family time. I remember some of my sessions, the best part of the session was seeing, 4 family members all playing rugby together in their garage or their garden, and all getting involved, and dad against mum, and kids against each other, and playing on teams. And yeah, it was just amazing to see that that was possible, and that we could make a difference in people's own houses.
Yeah, and I guess like many other businesses around the country, it must have been at the same time a very challenging time for Didi Rugby over the last 12 months, and your franchises all around the country. How's it been?
Yeah, it's been tough. There's no point in beating around the bush. It's tough times. Everybody knows, for a business in a pandemic, it's going to be, if we could have predicted it, maybe it would have been slightly different. But it happened, and it is what it is. I think that's the phrase of it is what it is, and we just coped with it. So the mindset of everybody in the team is that we do everything we possibly can to create the experience that we possibly can. So how can we create the best experience for our customers, for our children, to make sure that they have got access to physical activity, having fun, and being active with the family? And they're our main goals. We could do all that online, so we were really pleased that we could get that across and get that message across. And I think once people, because everyone's had a bad experience with Zoom. Some children, don't want to interact and things. But I think once everybody sort of got to us, realised it was a local coach delivering, that the coaches were familiar to the children, they could see them on screen. It didn't actually feel too different for them. So it just became the new normal. In terms of the franchisees, they've had to strip back costs and tried to really focus on what they could deliver, but they've had a great response from the public. But that's just testament to their dedication to their customers and the way they've behaved and the way they've kept one step ahead of the game.
Have you managed to catch up with them during these times?
Yeah, definitely. We have regular Zoom webinars where we're all chatting around the table and just keep checking in. We have monthly ones, but every week I'm speaking to most of the franchisees just to check in with them, how they're getting on. What do they need from us, from Didi HQ? Can we give them anything more? We're sometimes probably giving them so much, but what content can we give them? What can we do from Live HQ? And they get involved in that as well. So we're empowering the franchisees to be involved in the decision-making process, because if they feel involved, then they're going to want to do it more, and they clearly do. So yeah, it's been a massive team effort, and I'm really thrilled about that. The skills and story time's been going down a storm with our ambassadors, which is brilliant. They've given up their time for free just to jump online and do some skills in a story time. So I had Sarah Hunter, Mo Hunt, just trying to think of everybody. Yeah, loads of ambassadors that have been great and really powerful for the children. Jodie Ansley is one of our new ambassadors, and she's really jumped on board with being able to deliver something creative. She's a fantastic online storyteller, so we've realised that.
And Molly Waterman and Heather Fisher have also gone down really well, haven't they?
Yeah. Nolly and Heather. I mean, Heather was brilliant in our first lockdown. She literally did weeks on end, so hats off to Heather, and always be so grateful for her for starting it all off. But this time we just tried to give her a bit of a rest and also jump on board with some of the people. But Nolly's reach was fantastic. She's been doing a lot of work with there are a few, and with Kids First as well. So yeah, it's just mixing it up, getting new people in, and just letting children see those role models that at this time when sometimes things are a little bit down and people are struggling mentally themselves, to lift them all with that input from those role models is really, really key for us.
Those skills and storytime sessions on Facebook will continue, will they, right up until that outside Wednesday and Fridays?
Definitely, yeah, Wednesdays and Fridays. So we have 6 p.m. on a Wednesday and a Friday, and it is literally a nice chance for children to have 15 minutes to do some skills, do a little bit of practice, get high energy session, and then they simmer down, chill out, grab a teddy, grab a drink, and then listen to a story. And they've been brilliant. Yeah, really engaged. Like the audience has been huge. So they will definitely continue on Wednesdays and Fridays for the foreseeable.
Good. Now, just looking back again for a little while, the first lockdown ended in the spring and summer of 2020, and classes went berserk. Is that fair to say, that people have been locked up for so long and
yeah,
fantastic? Tell us a little bit about that, and are you expecting the same to happen again when
yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's like pent up, built up. People just waiting, so eager to get out to classes. So yeah, we've got fantastic waiting lists around the country of people that are just desperate to get back to a session. So members that are already members and they're ready to come back and just waiting. What's the next step? When do you know? I think they sometimes think we know more than the government, but we don't. But we're all looking for the 8th of March to be our next step back. But yeah, absolutely. Last time we came back so much stronger, and I kept telling the franchisees all the process, that all the work they were doing would help them. As soon as we were back, they'd see the benefits, and that absolutely happened. Waiting lists were massive. Intake into classes was up by about 30% on normal rates, so it was massive. And this time we're predicting even more. We've got lists in local areas for like 30-40 children that just want to come and give it a try. So we've definitely kept our momentum going, we've kept the interest, and our members have been brilliant in terms of sharing that interest with their friends and so on and so on.
Okay, and whenever that glorious day arrives, it will allow back classes again. How do members find out when their classes will restart, and how do people who fancy a go book in for a free taster session?
Yes, it's just really, really simple. It's all totally local. So you can obviously go to the website at didyrugby.com and look for your local class. So you just type in your postcode and find out where to go. But if you do know already who your local franchisee is, so whoever it is on Facebook that's local to you, drop them a message, drop them an email, and they'll be able to get in contact with you and tell you when the date is. But obviously when we know the date, everybody will know the date, and then we'll crack on with our classes. But whatever happens, if we're allowed outside, if we're allowed inside, if we're only allowed 5 in a class, we'll be there, kicking and screaming to get the sessions out there to you.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time today, Vicky. Just a little message to everybody to make sure that if you want to keep up with the latest movements of Didi Rugby and when those classes will be returning to live indoor or outdoor sessions, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep on with us on our Twitter and Facebook and Instagram channel too. And a reminder of the website address, which is www.didyrugby.com. Thanks again, Vicky, for your time.
Thanks, Martin.
Good work, and we'll catch up with you soon.
See you soon. Bye. Take care.